They say your wedding day is supposed to be the happiest day of your life. For me, it started that way, until a single moment changed everything. What should have been a celebration of love turned into the ultimate betrayal, not just by my fiancé, but by my own blood. And yes, I got my revenge. But let me tell you how it all went down. Emily and I had been together for almost 6 years. We met in college. She was studying psychology. I was doing business. She had this smile that made people stop mid-sentence, and this way of making everyone feel heard. When we started dating, it felt like something out of a movie. Long drives, rainy day coffee dates, surprise weekend trips. We had it all. For years, I planned our future in my head. I even designed her engagement ring with a jeweler, a small diamond surrounded by sapphire petals, her favorite color. When I proposed during a New Year's Eve rooftop dinner, she cried. Everyone around us clapped. I thought it was real. I thought we were solid. Fast forward a year and a half, and the wedding was finally here. We had picked this beautiful garden venue on the outskirts of town, surrounded by trees, string lights, and soft music echoing through the evening air. Her dress had arrived early. My custom suit was pressed and hanging. Our families were flying in. Everything was ready. Or so I thought. The night before the wedding, I followed tradition and stayed at a nearby hotel with my best friend and best man, Jake. We had a couple of drinks, joked around, and talked about how wild it was that I was finally getting married. Jake's always been the overprotective brother type, even though we're not related. So when he knocked on my door the next morning, looking like he hadn't slept at all, I knew something was off. He hesitated. Then he said, "I don't know how to tell you this, man, but I think you need to sit down." He showed me a voice note and a blurry photo. He had gone for a late-night walk to clear his head and had passed one of the side villas attached to the venue. That's when he heard Emily's laugh and another voice, a familiar voice, Tyler, my cousin. The audio wasn't clear enough to catch words, but the tone, the timing, the way the door closed after them, it said more than enough. At first, I thought maybe Jake was wrong. Maybe they were just talking. But then, as I scrolled through Tyler's recent IG stories, I noticed something. He had tagged a local food spot, the same one Emily had mentioned she wanted to try. At 2:12 a.m., I felt my stomach twist. I didn't explode. I didn't cry. I just went numb. Everything I had spent years building, the trust, the love, the plans, felt like a bad investment that had just crashed overnight. I could have confronted them, called off the wedding. But something inside me said, no, not like this. Let them feel it. So I told Jake to keep this quiet, just for a few more hours. I called the photographer and told him, "Hey, there's going to be a surprise reveal. Just keep filming no matter what." He sounded confused, but agreed. I even told the DJ to be ready for a change in script during the reception. The pieces were in motion. The ceremony began at 4 p.m. Guests were seated, smiling, excited. My parents looked proud. Her parents looked like they were living a dream. And then came Emily, walking down the aisle, holding her bouquet, looking like she had no idea she had destroyed everything we were supposed to be. I smiled, not because I was happy, but because I had already made my decision. We said our vows. Hers were beautiful, almost convincing. I said mine, kept it short. We kissed, applause, hugs. Everyone said, "You two are perfect together." I wanted to laugh. During the reception, I mingled. I hugged relatives, took selfies with college friends, even shared a toast with Tyler. He had the audacity to act normal, smiling, cheering me on. I wondered if he thought he got away with it, if he believed I was that naive. Then came the moment I'd been waiting for. I tapped the mic gently. Everyone looked up. The lights dimmed slightly as the DJ lowered the music. I looked straight at Emily. "I just want to thank everyone for being here today," I began, keeping my voice calm. "This has been a long journey, a lot of love, a lot of planning, and a lot of surprises." A few people chuckled. And while most weddings celebrate a beginning, I think it's only fair that we also recognize an ending. Now, silence. "You see," I continued, "last night while I was at the hotel with my groomsmen, my now wife was exploring her options." Gasps, whispers. "I know what you're thinking. That's impossible. Not Emily. But I have something that might help clear the air." I turned and nodded at the screen. The projector came on. The audio played. Emily's voice, then Tyler's. Then, the unmistakable sound of a door clicking shut. The date, the time. Her name saved on his phone screen. And just enough clarity to make it undeniable. Emily's eyes widened. Her jaw trembled. Tyler stood frozen like a glitching NPC. My voice cut back in. "Marriage is built on trust. And if that's broken before the ink's even dry, then I guess the party's over." She stuttered, tried to speak. "Wait, let me explain." But no one was listening anymore. Her parents were in shock. My mom started crying. My dad just shook his head. Tyler tried to leave quietly. Not a chance. I walked straight to him and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Next time you want to sleep with someone's fiancé, try a stranger, not your own cousin's bride." The entire hall was buzzing. Some people started clapping, others started leaving. Jake fist bumped me. I walked outside, took a deep breath, and let the cool air wash over me. The chaos behind me felt oddly peaceful, like ripping off a bandage and finally feeling the air hit a wound. Later that night, a bunch of my friends and I turned the whole thing into a spontaneous bachelor party at a bar downtown. I sang karaoke, had shots, danced like an idiot. I hadn't felt that alive in months. The next day, the messages started. Emily texted me 17 times, called even more, sent long paragraphs about how it was a moment of weakness, how it meant nothing, how she still wanted a future. I didn't respond. Tyler, coward that he is, never reached out. But word spread fast. He was ostracized at family events. Nobody respected him anymore. He ended up moving to another city after getting dumped by the girl he'd been secretly dating all along. Turns out, Emily wasn't even his only betrayal. As for me, I kept the ring, pawned it, used the money to book a solo trip to Greece, the original honeymoon destination. I hiked, swam, read, met incredible people. On one of the nights, I sat by the sea, glass of wine in hand, and felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Peace. Not because I exposed them, not because I humiliated them, but because I chose me. I walked away from a future that wasn't real. I dodged a lifetime of lies. And yeah, it hurt, but healing always does. So to anyone who's ever been betrayed, I know it burns. I know it shakes your faith in love, in people, in everything. But trust me, the pain fades. The strength, that stays forever.